interruption. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to pause these videos so I can take care of this stuff on the down low. Yeah, we really run at a high level here, don't we? It's a complicated world, guys. That's all there is to it. Once again, today is October 2nd, 2023, and we are playing a live solo run of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We've got, mute microphone. That's what I need to do next time that happens. All right, fair enough. Hey, look, we've run into some trolls here, guys. How many trolls? That's a great question. I'm going to wait till a couple of more people filter in, and before we start rolling some dice, we have to figure out a couple of things. How many trolls? Now, this is absolutely 100% gonna be, hey, see, count off as you filter back in, guys. Once again, I apologize for that interruption. Next time, I'm just going to mute it. We'll just put on some soothing music or something. So we got trolls. What does that mean? Yeah, I'm not going to leave you guys overnight trying to worry about this. Let's take a look. How many are appearing? 1 to 12. We're a first level party. We are absolutely running. 6 plus 6 for hit dice. 40% chance in lair. These are the things we want to establish right now. First off, how many trolls are there? There's 7 trolls. The second thing we want to establish is, hey, how far away from the campsite were they? I'm going to roll a d6, and for every one I get, it's a mile away. 4 miles, so the trolls are going to be right here, just as we go from hills to the mountains. Then the big question is, are these trolls in their lair? And check this out, man. There is a 40% chance we've been walking right by their lair this whole time. So on anything less than a 40, we've interrupted them. They got sick of all this foot traffic. They probably watch those caravans go by from time to time and are sick of it. And on an 01, okay. Whose dice are these? Not only is it their lair, but apparently this is a troll bridge that you have to cross. This is now a permanent feature of our campaign. Had I rolled anything over 40%, we could have run back down the trail, but that's not going to be the case here. And just let them move on their own, following the mountains. Maybe they're, I don't know where they're going, but what I do know right now is that we're in big trouble. I'm not going to roll for any of their hit points or anything. What I am going to do is take a look at okay, there's a couple of things you got to do first. Let's just go right down the list. We got to figure out, first of all, are we surprised by the trolls? Were they ready for us? We don't have the loner ranger with us, so we will be surprised on a 1 or a 2. We are not. Did we manage to surprise the trolls on a 1 or a 2? We did not. No one is surprised. So now we figure out how far away we are, and for this, we roll 64 to find out our distance. If you're surprised, you subtract that surprise result. So if you're surprised on a 2, you would pull 2 inches off this result. I gotta roll this bad boy. There's a 1, there's a 5, 8, 9, 10, 14, and 15. So that was a 1, take my word for it, which is bad. I wish we were 19 away. So we start off 15 inches away. How smart are these trolls? Are they intelligent? They are low intelligence. What does that mean for reaction? The question is, do we want to? Well, first of all, I guess we have to decide, now that we know we're 15 inches apart, they have a movement rate of 12. Our cleric only has a movement rate of 6. That could be a problem for him. Well, I guess we have to roll for initiative first, don't we? Our initiative roll is going to be a 3. Their initiative roll is going to be a 1, which means at least we have the option of running away. And at 15 inches, I think we enter the fun little evasion game. As I said earlier in the first video, we are trying to play this as by the rules as possible. So we go back to the combat section, which begins right about here. Oh, look, I even tagged it. You don't have to move faster than the trolls, you just have to move faster than the cleric. Or the mules. Remember that we have a couple of... Who's got the mules, man? Is it Meh? Oh my goodness. We don't have the mule for Meh. All we have is Sir Argoth Hammerfist. He's got a mule, right? This is... Yeah, we're on the Tri-State Trollway. Here, chat. Dice Tales points out, you don't got to be faster than the trolls. You just got to be faster than the cleric. And he's just 6 inches. So we did surprise. Nope. We determined distance. Yup. And the reason you do surprise first is that the surprise roll modifies this. If both parties are unsurprised, determine initiative, and that's what we've done, right? So now, do we want to avoid engagement? Do we want to parlay? And that's going to be the real question. Can you even parlay with trolls? Do we want to? We like to parlay because we have the big 17s. We can send Jeff Capes. He's a person, maybe he can go and flex on them, and they'll be so impressed by his bulging muscles. They're like, bruh, this guy's buff. All right, we'll let you through by just charging you a toll. I don't know how much the toll will be, but this will kind of set the tone. Until we're sick of paying these guys, we may have to pay an additional toll until we just get sick of it and wipe them out. So this is the key here for charisma. Applies with respect to... Wait, what is it? Charisma bonus, maximum number, reaction. The adjustment due to the character because of charisma in meeting and dealing with persons and creatures. But there's something about this, I seem to recall, it's a measure, like it only works on semi and intelligent people. I don't know if it works on low intelligence creatures. If it does, we get to add 30%. Do we have a guy with an 18? I think we do. Doesn't... Yeah, no, we got to send Argoth. Argoth is the guy that has the plus 35% on the reaction adjustment. Unfortunately, that reaction table is right here. We got the initiative, guys. Do we go for it? With a plus 35, the worst that we can get is uncertain but prone toward negative. I think low int is higher than semi. These trolls will charge you an arm and a leg. Well, I mean, if we charge them an arm and a leg, then they wouldn't mind paying for obvious reasons, right? What do you guys think? Do we run or do we parlay? I've shown you the odds. Dice Tales says run. Dice Tales says the mules, not meals. Yeah, we didn't pay the trolls. Now, we've hit the dungeon a couple of times. We could have stolen Mez Mule. Yeah, you know, it's a fair point, chat. I don't... Remember that we want to pay some penalties. We want the challenge. We could easily hand away any challenge that we got, but with Meh out, Meh keeps all his stuff. For whatever reason, his mule is tied to him, and that way we do, just because we didn't have the Get Out of Parasites free card, we reduced it a little bit, but we didn't have the completely get out. We're just out on bail, I guess you could say. At least until the 15th. So that's why we do that. We're not looking for the ways to make things as hard or as easy on ourselves. We just want to be practical, and we do want to have that kind of push-pull of reasonable risks and consequences to our actions. And so let's go ahead. I think we got to talk to them. I think maybe we can pay these guys off, right? They're reasonable. They just want... Dice Tales says run. Because the deal is, if we get this uncertain but prone toward negative... The problem... Well, okay, so if we're going to run, then let's talk about what that means. Then we kick on over to the evasion. It is always possible to flee from an undesired confrontation. A party can always flee if it gains the first initiative. Whether or not the opponent will follow in pursuit of the fleeing party depends on the factors. What you as the Dungeon Master have stated in your key. So if you've pre-programmed it, you do that. What are the characteristics of the creature? That is, if player characters, do they say they will pursue? Or if monsters, does their description say they will always pursue? Obvious deterrents to pursuit, such as flaming oil, secured portal. Fleeing party behavior and possessions noted by... So these, we're pretty loaded, man. They heard our jingling purses. I think they're likely to chase us. Relative speed. A really slow monster is not going to chase something it knows it can't catch. Well, I think we need to go back to the trolls here. These are horrid carnivores found almost everywhere. They're feared by most creatures. Their sense of smell is acute. Oh, did I miss something? Troll hide is a nauseating green moss. This is how they attack. The loathsome members have the ability to fight even if severed, to kill a troll, blah, 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 blah. So it doesn't say here. That doesn't help us out at all. Which means, Mark, we're going to do it your way. We're going to run. We can pursue. The other thing we can do is we can drop some coins and then maybe come back later. But again, remember, if we run here, Mark, that's going to lead us, that's going to cost us a lot of time in the future because we're not going to be able to take the road anymore. Oh, maybe the caravan paid these guys off every time and they didn't tell us about it. Maybe last time we came this way and for whatever reason we snuck past the trolls. I think just from a purely logistic standpoint, we got to parlay with these guys. We just can't afford to take another roundabout way and find another way to this dungeon. I think we just have to accept the fact that we're going to have to pay these guys for safe passage. Now, we could argue that because these guys are guarding the bridge, that's our wandering monster every time we pass this way. So maybe that will work out in our favor, that we don't have, we can get here with just a couple of wandering monster checks in the hills. Maybe that's, or the overnight checks, I guess you could say. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to roll for the encounter reaction check, and the amount of gold we have to pay per head is going to depend on how favorable we are. We're going to turn this into another little mini game where the dice tell us what happens. Obviously, we have that plus 35%. So, if we are in this uncertain but prone toward negative, it's going to be big bucks. They're going to say, you need to fork over. I better write this down. It's either going to be 100 gold for the whole party. If they're neutral, then they'll charge us the standard, what do you think, 25 gold? And remember, this is coming and going every time. If they are uncertain but prone towards positive, it'll be 10 gold for the party. And then if it is friendly, it'll be 1 gold per person. And if they are enthusiastically friendly with immediate acceptance, then they will accept a one-time payment of 100 gold for free passage all the time. How does that work, huh? So enthusiastically friendly if we kind of bribe them with 100 gold. That gives us a range of options. We don't have to fight the trolls, but because we rolled this random encounter, we do have some ugliness to deal with. A 57, adding the 35 gives us a 92, and that gives us friendly with immediate action, which means every time we go up and every time we come back, we are going to have to pay. Now let's think about this. Everybody is going to be minus 1 gold piece. That is our 1 gold per person. Everybody is going to be minus 1 gold piece on the day for now. Whatever we find in the dungeon, if we want to take this troll bridge, it's going to cost us 1 gold piece. We're going to lose an experience point because you have to get the gold and you got to get back to town. So it does cost us a little bit of experience every time we cross. But I think that's the best we could hope for, and it's something that we can plan around. So there's a troll, and what do I have here? I don't know what I wrote there. I'm going to say trolls 1 GP, and I'll actually put the 7 down as well. So we now have another encounter, and we can still get to the dungeon at a reasonable hour today. I said 2 hours to go the 6 miles. After all, it's going to be switchbacks to get up the mountains to where the Ligmatic Cloister is. And at 10 a.m., that puts us right here at the ruins, and we have a couple of options. We can go in through this entrance, which we discovered last time. We can go in through the entrance here, and I think, are there any others? I don't think so. I think we go in. Remember, we talked about light patrol. And now, because we have a map, we have a very important thing to cover. Restocking. And this is the thing that I wanted comments from the peanut gallery on. How are we going to deal with these rooms and chambers? There's one here, there's one here, there's a little 10 by 10, there's one there. In order to get, now this is the entry chamber, which is basically always empty. I never roll for this. It's just a way to give us lots of options. I never put a giant monster here because if it's tarot bad, if the trap makes this room unpassable, then we've eliminated the dungeon. So that one doesn't count. You're not going to have an encounter there in the foyer. You got to get down into the living room. The reason I bring that up is that on our first torch, we can travel at 30 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then, because we didn't spike this door, we have to try to bash it down, and we need a 1 or a 2. So we bash the door down, and now we're into this chamber that's already been explored. The question I have for you is, do I check for room contents? Last time, this had 1,000 silver pieces in it. That was kind of a bonus. We took the 1,000 silver. Cha-ching. What happens now? Has anything moved in? Is everything the same? Do we roll for every room every time we enter it and ignore any results that make no sense? In other words, the only thing that could really move in here is a monster. So we're going to go to Appendix A and continue to generate this dungeon. The question is, do we roll? And I'm going to turn that over to the chat. What do you guys think is a fair and reasonable way to do this? Vic Marriott, hey, thanks for all of your advice. You know, hey, you're from Michigan, fellow Michigander here. That's how I came. You know, that's my old stomping grounds, I guess you could say. These trolls got a decent operation going here. Hi, Troll 5 for gold. Heck yeah. Now these trolls are reasonable people. Yeah, kind of. At some point, we're gonna have to deal with them permanently because I don't want to be paying. How about a 1 in 6 chance of a restock? Caleb Hines says, table VF only if the month has rolled over. Mr. Blue, that's a great suggestion. I was thinking about that. Problem is, I don't want to have to remember, like, did I check this room this month and I didn't check that one? Do I, you know, is it just like, I kind of like the idea of every time you go through it, but bear in mind, if we flip to that page, Appendix A, the other thing to be aware of is, I think that you'd probably, what we have here, monster only, right? Monster and treasure. Special contains stairway, trick, trap. So empty is reasonable. Special, trick, trap, treasure, none of those really apply, right? The thing here is, even if you do roll as follows, you've got a 60% chance that it's an empty room now. So I kind of think maybe the smart play here is why don't we roll a d20 and then subtract 1, 2, 3, and that gives us the option of it's only on an 18, 19, 20 that we have a monster and treasure. And you've only got that 2 in 10 chance still. And then basically it turns this to, it's empty on a 1 through 15. So 3 out of 4 times you're going to be empty anyway just using this. What do you think about that, guys? Think about it. Let me know what you think. For Ranos, there are restocking rules in the Dungeon Master's Guide, but they're not really relevant or appropriate to an Appendix A dungeon because they assume a more narrative approach where you have a dungeon master who is playing the role of the inhabitants. Gary actually gives you 6 examples. If you're going through a crypt, then these undead monsters are unthinking. They're really not going to restock unless some evil clerics come by and stuff some new skeletons in the closet. If you're dealing with an orcish fort, then how long before they get reinforcements? All of that is considered. Not relevant or germane to the randomly generated dungeon. Not really appropriate for solo wargaming, except if we get an orc fort, then we think about it. But for this kind of, you know, controlled chaos, then it's really not. So I think that's probably the best way to do it. And I should probably, I'm gonna write that down. I gotta figure out a way to put that. So it's a d20 minus 3, and we bashed in the door. We've already done that. So on anything, so this is easy, right? This room is empty again. There's no more free loot hanging around. I want to fill in this gap first, and then we'll talk about, you know, what's on the other side of this door. I think we have 4 doors. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like if we have a large room, these 2 doors may lead to the same area. It looks like these 2 doors might as well. Let's go through this bottom door right here. It could be a 10 by 10 room. Could be a closet. I got to kick it in. Kablam! And on a 1, 2, or a 3, I got to look up the strength rules because we're having our big boy. because we don't have a thief listening in, it's going to be Swolgar. Oh, no, Jeff Capes, I think, is going to be the one that bashes it in. He's the guy with the strength of 16. No, Swolgar is 1874. So Swolgar is going to be our point man as we clear the dungeon. And with his 1874, I think he kicks open doors on a 1, 2, or a 3. Let me just check real quick, make sure we get it appropriate. Open doors 1 through 4. Oh, you'll love to see it. So the door swings open and we get to roll on our room contents. And because this is a fresh room, boy, you know, one thing you guys didn't point out last time, all of my corridors are 10 feet. I need to start remembering that I have to check to see what the passage width is. 60% of the time you're right, but you know, there's a lot of opportunity here for, you know, more variability in our dungeon. We get a 10 on what's in the door, and that means we have space beyond the door is a passage 45 degrees behind slash, oh, wait, what? Passage 45 degrees behind slash ahead. Triple star, the direction will be appropriate to existing circumstances, but use the direction before the slash in preference to the other. In other words, ahead, well, I think it's pretty obvious that it means that you've got a corridor that goes 45 degrees to here, and if that's the case, then we draw a wall there and we run into this corridor. Whenever you have a hall that meets another hall, you have to roll on this little subchart here that says on a result of an 18, it's going to be, it is in the opposite direction. So you have a concealed door that can only be moved, you move through in this direction. Basically, we didn't realize there was a secret door going in one direction. So then we move up to the next door and we see if we bash it, and we do. So because we crashed it open, we have the potential for surprise. And do we surprise the monster and treasure? All right, this is exciting stuff. Determine an appropriate table from Appendix C, random monsters, and also see table VG. We talked about this on Twitter, and I've been doing this table wrong. Thank you, Jeffro Johnson, for pointing it out. With a monster, you have to roll twice on this chart. You add 10% to the total of each roll. I'm rolling twice here, and what's great about that, I hope you can see this. You've only got a 3% chance of a magic item if you find without monster, but with a monster, you have a 13% chance. Magic becomes far more likely compared to if you're just adding 10% to the value after you've determined what the type is. So I'm actually going to do this a little bit backwards, and I'm going to roll for the treasure first. And we're going to get a 47, and we're going to get a 98. So I didn't need the 10%. The 47 means that we are going to get 1,000 silver pieces. That ain't bad. And yeah, I'm going to write it down here. 1,000 silver pieces plus magic. Why did I do that? Well, and then the other question is, see also tables V, H, and or J. The treasure is contained in, roll a D20, and I think if it's in bags or sacks, the monster is going to be carrying it, if appropriate. We get a 12. They're going to be in pottery jars, and it's guarded by, well, wait a minute. Go to table VI on a 1 to 8, except that it's guarded by? Do I need to determine protection if I'm already dealing with monsters? I guess so. On a 1 to 8, we use the first table. So it is guarded by, on a 1 to 8, one of these. And it's guarded by a symbol, so we get to deal with some magic stuff. Oh, that's exciting stuff. Now let's find out what level monsters we're dealing with. Roll low, please. So there's a little chart here that you have to check. Is it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? This pen and pencil, the chat says, wow, this procedural generation is fascinating. Yeah, particularly when your dice are hot like mine. A symbol, really? That, you guys, you're going to see how bad that symbol can be. It could be nasty. It's a pretty high level spell. But as I said, before we even get to that, we have to roll on this chart right here, which is our first level dungeons table, and we roll a 57, and on a 57... What am I doing? It's a 57. It's we've got orcs. Orcs make their first appearance, 6 to 12 of them. On a result of a 2, it's going to be 8 orcs, but you know what? This is not the 1,000 silver pieces. We've interrupted 8 orcs, and I did this I forgot. I didn't roll for, I got so excited about a room. I don't even know if this is a room or not, right? What's the space beyond the door? I want to know if I consulted it. It's a parallel passage or a 10 by 10 room. So we do have a 10 by 10 foot room, and it's full of orcs. Orcs, 8 of them as a matter of fact. And we're going to take them. I think we got to go. There's 1,000 silver pieces in there and a magic item. Now here's where, and the magic item is protected by a symbol. So maybe the orcs were kind of dealing with it and not sure if they wanted to deal with that symbol. But I think we can take 8 orcs. Let's go to that page in the book. One of the things that I'd like to highlight is that this really doesn't take that long to generate on the fly. So here we have 8 orcs, and Swolgar has bashed his way right into the middle. Did we surprise these guys? On a 1 or a 2, we did. We did. We get 2 surprise segments. Wait, are we surprised? We're rolling for them? All right. So we are surprised for 1 segment. They're surprised for 2. That gives us a first segment in which to make our attacks. But who gets to attack? I think that it's tight confines. The good news is, based on our marching order, we've got 2 guys in the front with broadswords, and we've got a guy in the back with a 2-handed weapon. He's not going to be able to do anything. So I think it's Swolgar and Jeff are going to attack. Now, I don't need to worry about distance. If you're within 10 feet, you're already in melee distance. We don't have to worry about, like normally you would roll, and it's, I can't remember, it's like 2d6 times 10 feet away. But we're all up in their face in some fairly tight confines. We may decide that we need to back off so we can let Willikin take some shots so that Argoth can start mixing it up. But for this first surprise round, our boys are going to get to attack. And then likewise, I think the orcs are only going to be able to attack back 2 times. Except, there's one other thing I need to check here. When it comes to surprise, we have 1 segment in which to act. And there may be an issue for, because the surprise party is relatively inactive, the surprising party will be able to telling blows. A fighter able to attack, as if they were fighting for an entire round. If distance prevents striking with weapons, the discharge of arrows, bolts, or hand-hurled weapons like axes, you can fire at twice your rate of fire. Which means Willikin, he could plink off 6 arrows, I think. His rate of fire is 2. He can fire 6 arrows this turn. He doesn't have an angle though. That's unfortunate. We could check for the shocking grasp. Remember, we do have 1 zappy wizard, but we're not going to deal with that. All we really need to worry about is the attack matrices, because for right now, our big boys, Swolgar and Jeff. I guess I should probably roll for hit points on these orcs, and we're going to have the orcs are going to be lined up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like us, and they're going to have a total of how many hit points do orcs have, guys? They have 1 hit die. They're going to be doing damage for attack 1 to 8 or by weapon type. We're going to go with basic. They are not in their lair. We already know what treasure they're carrying. And I think this is it. Is there anything for every 30 orcs there will be a leader? We don't have that. All right. Armor class is 6. They move 9. Not that it's going to be relevant because we got them penned in. And I think our fighters are all swinging and hitting on 20s, hitting an armor class of 6. We'll check our attack matrix. And what does that mean as far as their armor class? Armor class of 6 is going to be scale mail. So we have 2 charts that we have to check. The first one is these for the, oh boy, this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but don't fret, okay? It's not as rough as you think it is. I need the player's handbook for this. I want to show you guys how armor class adjustment works. First, we'll verify. Armor class of 6 is going to be studded leather or scale mail. We're just going to call it scale mail to keep it simple, all right? Remember, we're fighting with 2 broadswords. And so they are going to be doing 2 to 8 damage. And where, oh man, I thought it was in here. All right, I thought it was in the back, but apparently it's not. It only takes a second. Here's our broadswords. Against an armor class of 6, they're going to have an adjustment of, 0. We already know, no bonus. The only guy who's really going to get any kind of a bonus, our two-handed sword, going up against scale mail, is going to be at +3. In addition to whatever strength bonus he has. So we're going to use our attack segment to attack, and I think fall back enough, and hopefully, do we let these guys out? I'm not sure. Let's do the attack roll first. And I still haven't done, it's 3 for the guy in the back. I'm just going to work my way top to bottom, left to right. It's going to be 5, 5, 2. So 5, 5, 2. And I don't even know if this is relevant. 3, 2, 8. So the leader up front, and then 3. Now the reason for that is I'm going to step back a bit. We're using 1-minute combat rounds. For those of you that are used to playing with 3rd edition, gridded squares, 5th edition D&D, you're always going, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Who's in contact? Here's what I know. In the opening round, both the surprise segment and the first round, there's only 2 people that can attack, and they're attacking random. There's a swirl of combat going on. So I'm actually going to have them attacking random orcs, and the orcs are going to attack random members of the party. However, at least for this first round, it'll only be these first couple of guys that are available, and then on the second round of combat, if we're still fighting, then we're going to start to open it up and let more people attack, because as our 2 fall back, as the crush pushes everyone back, more people will be available. With all of that said, I still haven't rolled a single attack roll, so let's do that right now. Our fighters are going to be attacking at first level, hitting an armor class of 6. Normally, they would need 14s. Swolgar has a +2 to hit. He's going to be hitting on 12s. And Jeff has he only has a damage, so he's going to hit on 14. So Swolgar is going to hit, and Jeff is going to miss. Swolgar is our strong boy. He does +3 damage. As I said, he is fighting with a broadsword that does... Now, wait a second. Why do I have 2 to 8 written down here for broadsword damage? Let me double check that real quick. Broadswords is it D8 or is it 2D4? It is 2D8. Oh, wait, 2, 2, 8. So he's going to do 2D4. Where's my D4? There we go. First, I'll figure out which one of these 2 guys is hitting. Evens, odds. He's going to be hitting the guy with 3. We'll say the guy with 8 hit points is the leader. And with actually, he's got a bonus of +3 damage. So he knocks that guy out immediately. Kapow. 1 less orc to have to deal with. Now we go into the first round of combat. Who's got the initiative? Am I missing anything, guys? Go ahead and back check me on this. Did I do anything wrong so far? I like that combat is more fluid like that. Equipment section. What are those orcs armed with? These guys are a bit lost from Malturum, aren't they? Oh, man. Caleb, you're giving me flashbacks. By the way, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to be interviewed tomorrow, 10 p.m., my time, Hawaii Standard Time. It's going to be breakfast in 2 days for those of you that are in Australia, or in Europe. Australia, it'll be, I think, what'll it be? No, it'll be evening time tomorrow in Australia. No, it'll be evening time yesterday, whatever. It'll be 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. What are these guys armed with? Well, I don't know. It's good. The weaponry of the orcs is typically shown below. What do you want to say? I mean, if it's spears, then they could get off 3 attacks on us this round. So, I mean, you can go. This is 100%. I'll roll. This is there, but we're going to keep it simple, all right? All 8. D3 of them, do we want to say some of them have bows? I'll roll twice. We get an 18, and we get a 67. So the 18 is going to imply that we've got axe and spear. All right. And then the other 4 guys for 67, it'll be 10, 20, 30, 40, 55. It'll be a sword and a battle axe. All right. So we got sword guys, we got spear guys, and hopefully the spear guys are in the back. Which 4 guys are spear guys? I'm going to roll the D8 4 times. It's going to be 1, 7, 7, and 4. I need a different one and 1, so it's 4. So from front to back, it's going to be 1. So this guy has a spear. This guy has a spear. and then 6 and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy has a spear, and this guy has a spear. That means on the first round, Spearman steps up. The other Spearman steps up. They're going to be able to launch 3 attacks at us to our 2. Back to them. Who's got the initiative? We have an initiative roll of 1. They have an initiative roll of 3. They're going to get the initiative. Swolgar and Jeff are eating 3 attacks. As they are attacking random boys, it's going to be armor class of 5 for Swolgar and 7 for Jeff. There are 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it'll be 1, 2, and 3. So number 4 is attacking Jeff. This guy is attacking Jeff. And this guy is attacking Swolgar. So I got to roll 3 times. The first 2 going to be a sword and a spear. So sword against him is a miss. The spear against Jeff is also a miss. 1, 1, 1. Oh, no, we didn't get it. Swolgar takes it from the sword. That's going to be by 1 to 8 or by damage. It doesn't say what kind of sword it is. It just says sword. Let's call it a long sword. He's going to do D8 damage. 8 points of damage. I think that's going to put Swolgar on the ground. Swolgar is at -2 hit points. Meaning, Argoth is going to step up into the gap on his turn. You can move. This is not a charge. He's just moving into melee distance. And now we get to take our vengeance. And Swolgar has the option of attacking 1 or the spear guy. And we're going to divvy that up at random. So, I'm sorry. Let me declare it. Evens, odds. And on evens, he's attacking their boss. You know, we didn't check. I probably should have checked morale for that 1 loss. Oops. We'll definitely be checking morale for the orcs after this turn. Argoth steps up with that big 2-handed sword. And he is going to be hitting on... He's only got +1 damage. He doesn't have any bonuses to hit. He definitely hits. And with the 2-handed sword, he does D10 damage, +1 for his mighty strength. Where's my D10? 10. So he puts down the leader type. Kapow. And then Jeff Capes also has the option. We'll move our cleric up to cast Cure Light Wounds. That's going to bring Swolgar up to 0 hit points. He is out for a week. For AD&D, you pre-declare, but it's not terribly impactful for a scrum like this. I'm not sure you do. Declaring is, thank you, chat. Declaring is critical if you're casting any spells. Is that true for prayerful spells? Or can you adjust that on the fly? I don't know. Although, I guess, you know, we might have been able to fire with our bow and get 1 extra attack out of this. Be that as it may, let's go ahead and check for Jeff. He's going to roll. He's going to get a hit. And Jeff is going to be hitting with +1 damage with the broadsword. He's got 1, 2 potential attackers, evens and odds. Odds means he's hitting the guy with 2 hit points. He's got +1 damage. We have now killed 3 of these orcs, and that's the end of the turn. On our next turn, holy man, I think you're right. Time to get the books out. Declaring intentions is critical if spells are involved. I think you're right, because we didn't declare. So like on this next round, if we get through this, if the orcs that are surviving decide to fight, we have to declare that holy man is going to be hitting these guys, is going to be stepping up to drag Swolgar out of the way. Remember, Argoth moved up. We don't have our spear guy. That's one of the reasons that I miss Meh. He would be able to spell bow or spell attack before they step to fill the gap. Yeah, that's too late. If I had done, but again, we didn't really do this. You know, I don't know. Can you shoot the bow before he steps in? We're not going to do that. We're going to take a look at morale here real quick. And there's a lot of modifiers to this, so I need to work my way through it. I'm not expert enough to work through this without having to think about it. Morale checks. When faced by an obviously superior force, that's not us. 25% of the party has been eliminated. Okay, the base morale is 50%. Because we've eliminated a quarter of these guys, they are going to be at +5. That's a bad thing for them. The leader is down. They are going to be at +10 for that. And, the leader was slain, so they're actually at +35. Each enemy that has been slain knocks off 10%. Well, we're going to count Swolgar as slain, so we're down to plus 25. Each friend killed is plus 10, but we already have the 25%. Each friend deserting, outnumbered or outclassed by 3 to 1. That's not us. Here come the zoomies. I don't know if you can hear the jets. I think we're at 35%. Each monster has a base morale. Oh, intelligent monsters. Wait a minute. That's morale for henchmen. Each monster has a base morale of 50% plus 5 per hit die above 1, plus 1 per hit point above hit dice, above any hit dice. If a morale check is required, scoring and reaction are as stated above. Oh, okay. So we roll our percentile dice, and we are looking for all these morale checks apply, but our base morale is actually going to be 50% plus 1 per hit point above any hit dice. I'm not sure I understand what that means. In other words, a 2 hit die creature starts at 55 plus 1 per hit point. A 3 hit die creature will be at 60%. These guys are 1 hit die, so I'm just gonna, it's 85%. If they roll less than 85%, something happens. Now the difference by which you fail is important. We failed this by 61%. That means you have to look at this. These orcs will surrender. Still learning. We are still learning. There's a lot to this game, and you really got to go through the whole thing. The 5 orcs that are surviving surrender. And so we say, all right, fellas, here's what I need you to do. Drop your weapons. And this is going to take a little bit of time, so we need to be aware of this. We use 1 torch so far. We fought a battle, and we're going to have to rest for 10 minutes while we discuss what to do with these guys. We're going to burn another torch. While we take these 5, we say, gather up your dead, leave your weapons. We're going to escort you to here, and we're going to watch you walk away. Do not let us see the front of you. We're going to wait here for a little while, and then it doesn't change that. I'm pretty sure the DMG changes when not being observed. You know what? This is brand new stuff. I think you're right. I think it's that kind of Eldritch Tome. D&D is not wholesome. So we go back up, and we burn through our first torch, and our first hour of the day dealing with these guys, and we watch them walk all the way down the mountain. It's now 11 o'clock. We're going to go back down to where we left off, and we're going to make the mistake of checking out these huge clay pots in this little 10 by 10 room. It's actually a parallelogram. And we're going to see what a symbol does. Looks like it's back to the old PHB, baby. Because I don't remember what spell level and type is PHB. That's your lesson for today, guys. Much like rolling dice on cameras will result in worse rolls. I think that I'm using an Android phone. I think that the guys behind Android, Google, have like some kind of AI that specifically changes what's going to happen. Can you use the orcs to help bypass the symbol? We can make them look at the symbol, right? Hey guys, tell you what, we'll let you go with your weapons and armor if you smash these urns open and make them eat whatever the symbol does. Is that what we want to do? Is that cheap play? I don't even know, man. It's a magic user spell, right? So where's the S's? Scare, QRS, still, wait a minute. It's not on page 2, is it? It says, is this 6th level spell? Statue, it's an 8th level spell? Oh man, what? You gotta be kidding me. All right, let's look this up. What is the symbol? What does the symbol do? Maybe it's a happy symbol. Maybe we'll regret making the orcs take a look at it. 8th level magic user spell. This is the first level of a dungeon, Gary. What are you doing putting this so early on? You know, even this many years after his departure, after he went to his eternal reward, he's still finding ways to troll us and mess with us. Much respect, man. Much respect. A symbol which causes the creation of magical runes which affect creatures which pass over. Death, discord, fear, hopelessness. Insanity, pain, sleep, stunning. Cannot be recognized without it being read and thus activating its effect. What do we do? Do we give the orcs a chance? Remember, we got paladins here. We got an injured bro. I wonder if there's some guidance in Appendix A, when we were struggling with what to do with the pit, and this may be it for the delve, guys. When we were struggling to understand what happens with the pit, we found the answer on the next page of the DMG journey, if you will. So magic items, and then artifacts, and then monster levels. So I want to take a look here at tricks, right? Illusory. Is there anything in here that says what to do with the symbol, like for traps? No, these are all pretty generic. Illusion, no change to appearance. Yeah, it's just. I wish it was explosive runes. It'd be easier to handle. How many different symbols do we have here? A symbol which causes the creation. Upon casting the spell, he inscribes the symbol upon the jar, that's the clay jar that has our loot. And I guess it's worth pointing out, as a solo gamer, you know, if we already know what's in there, it's our first opportunity for a magic item, so we're going for it. If you were writing this out as a DM, you would probably pick a symbol. We don't have that luxury. You would provide some clues to the players so they wouldn't just go poking it like we have. I've already said we're going to walk back here. We're taking an hour. It's 11 o'clock. Now let's deal with this symbol. It's a copyright symbol. It summons 4d6 IP lawyers. Oh, more bloodsuckers, huh? There's an entry for those, for IP lawyers. It's right here. I know where it is. LMNOTQ T IP lawyers. It's in here somewhere. Yep, there it is. IP lawyers. Dun, 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 dun. These are the jokes, people. These are the jokes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll a D. How many are there here? There's 4. There's 8 different symbols. And we say, oh, this looks interesting. Hey, well, Ronnie's not here, so one of our magic users has to eat it. Is it going to be Dinky Rizzle, or is it going to be Morcar the Mundane? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, Morcar, Mr. Shocking Grasp, you weren't much help during the orcs. Why don't you take a look at that? Rolling a D8 for the kind, and it is, of course, stunning. One or more creatures whose total hit points do not exceed 160 will be stunned and reeling for 3 to 12 rounds, dropping anything either they hold in manipulative members. Kablow! So that was what? 3? We're stunned. Oh my! Oh, wait a minute. We'll do the classic. We'll do the classic Red Letter Media. Oh my gosh! Because we're Christian men and we don't take the name of the Lord in vain. The type of symbol can't be recognized. Well, we recognized it now. We got enough, guys. It's going to be 3d4 rounds, which means 3, 2, and 3. So for 8 rounds, that's 1 whole turn. And because I hate myself, so this is our first turn back in the dungeon, I'm going to roll for a wandering monster check. There was a flashbang strung in there. And while we are stunned for 8 rounds, are you kidding me? Don't you love this game? Wandering monsters come by and say, all right, now remember I said it was 8 rounds. So let's find out how many rounds before they show up, okay? 2 rounds. So for 6 rounds, somebody shows up and says, what the heck are you kids doing down here? What's all this racket? We got 6 rounds, and we're gonna have to deal with it. We may be in trouble. It is the first level of a dungeon, and so we roll. And on a 5, it's gonna be rolling on the first level chart. Man, we got off to a rough start, but this is great. I'm loving this. And on a result of a 57, who should show up but our old friends, the More Orcs? Oh, are you kidding me? So those 5 orcs that we thought had gotten, that we'd sent down the road, return. And they come back up and say, hey guys, thanks for triggering the thing. Well, actually it would be, what are they, like, maybe they leave, let's, how many orcs is it? Maybe they brought some friends back. Maybe they weren't the only ones by the book. How many of them are there? Orcs in the dungeon. Of course, they're unarmed, so that would help. I guess we should have Told you we should have had them do it, says Caleb. I should have listened to you. I should have listened. How many orcs is it? Again, it's D6 plus 6. So we get 7 more orcs show up. And is it a new war band or the old war band? We're solo wargaming. It's no, I got to put some odds, right? I'm going to give myself a chance. What does it mean? I'm going to make a reaction check. That's how we'll decide. And there's no bonus on this one. It's just a straight reaction check. This is how we'll do it. Because our guys are all sitting there going, what happened? What happened? What's going on? There is orc blood around, but we did, hey, bear in mind, I think they would have dipped to get some orcs. Just give some, so bear in mind, let's stop and think about this. We were pretty merciful to those 5 orcs. They were surprised, we didn't have a chance to establish kind of maybe a misunderstanding. We go, hey, Glowing Turtle, good to see you. We didn't kill them. If these orcs had showed up and we were standing on a pile of 8 dead orcs, they would absolutely attack us on sight. But because there's no orcs around, there's just some orc loot, right? Weapons and armor, which I was going to take back and and sell. As a solo wargamer, this is how we're going to decide what they really react. Now, in this case, I don't get my plus 35% superpower because we're blinded and the whole situation is confusing. We hear these orcs come up and we're like, oh, don't hurt us, don't hurt us. Look, we just triggered a flashbang and there's all kinds of stuff here, and the wet blood is ours. See our friend here tripped on his own sword. It's all good, man. So this is going to determine what they do. If I roll, Glowing Turtle, I'm only using the 3 core books for AD&D. So if I roll really bad here and they immediately attack, we're just going to die. That's going to be the end of this party. I get a 60, which means they're neutral. They're uncertain. So now we're down to 5 rounds. And they say, you want to run that by us again? And we say, yeah, sure, we'd love to, but I don't even know if anybody speaks orc. We're clearly vulnerable. These orcs they seem reasonable so far. Who might speak orc? I feel like I should have, I did languages for the first party, but I didn't do languages for these guys. I should probably have done that. That would have been smart. But I didn't. So we're down to 5 turns, and we're going to make another check. And these orcs say, 73. Oh my gosh. Well, they're uncertain, but prone towards positive. So I'm going to roll, and on a less than 55, we get an 09. They're positive. They're like, oh man, are you guys okay? We're down to 3 turns now. And we're going to roll and see what their reaction is after 3 turns. And they start poking around, and they notice the loot. And this is where they go, 97, all right, enthusiastically friendly, and they go, oh man, here, we got what ails you. And then they look in the jar and they say, we got a couple of rounds that we can get away. We're going to take some of this treasure. And then we're going to run. This was a huge roll right here. They're going to take the loot and run. The question is, do they take the coinage or do they take the magic item? I'm going to roll a d6. And on a 1, 2, or 3, they take the coins. And on a 4, 5, or 6, they take the magic item. They take the coins, leaving us with just 1 magic item. So we rub our eyes, or if you're me, you rub the eye that works. It looks like this. And then actually, this is me. We're gonna. I got it. There we go. We're gonna rub our eye, and we get a roll on the magic item table. Whew. Now see, isn't this great, man? Solo wargaming. This is so fun. I'm like. The orcs, now here's the thing, if I had rolled a magic item, I wouldn't even check for it. Like, I don't know what they got away with. Our guys couldn't tell because they were so busy sitting on the ground wondering, where these Marines came from, and wondering who's making all that racket. And then, they would have gotten away with it. And we'd have been like, well, I guess 100 gold ain't nothing. It's enough to pay off the trolls on the way down. But we have to roll, and because it was sitting in that jar, we have to roll on this chart right here. It's going to be a percentile roll. For those of you following along at home, we are on page 121. It is a percentile check, and this is one of the 2 treasures that was present in this room. On an 18, we found ourselves a potion. And it is going to be, oh, we don't even have to turn the page. It is going to be a potion of 89, which is a potion of superheroism. What does F mean? There's a thing. Oh, only fighters may use. So we have one potion, and that is worth 450 experience. Superheroism. You fight as like a 4th level dude. So that's 450 experience points, plus the experience points for the orcs, but not the second orcs. So we're ready to move on. It's just like that. Oh, thank you, Glowing Turtle. F stands for, F's in chat. No, F's in the flask. Only fighters can use it. I don't know what it does. We're not going to use it today. I'm going to move on. I'm going to check behind door number 3. This takes us back to what's behind the door. What is behind the door is a d20 roll. And on a result of a 7, it is going to be a passage straight ahead. And that's a 30-foot passage that looks like, oh, I forgot to roll. We got a 5. And that means it's locked. So whatever's behind it, and then we check again and we kick it down. Oh, we're only opening doors on a 3 now. Jeff is going first. Swogar's in the back. It's going to be Jeff, and let's bring Argoth up to the front. We have our passage straight ahead, and we have to check for the passage width is going to be, oh, it's narrow. It's only a 5-foot corridor. So it's going to be something like this for 30 feet. And that's going to take us another 10 minutes. Oh, we have to rest after we were shocked. That took us 10. And then we go to the end of the hall. And we are now in a passage. This is periodic check. On a result of a 16, we have a chamber at the end. The biggest the chamber can be is 20 by 30. On a result of a 10, our chamber is rectangular, 20 by 30 feet. It's going to look something like this. And I'm not going to check for exits because, well, I don't know. Should I? I'll check for exits. 600 square feet. On an 18, we're going to have 1 to 4 exits. And it's just going to be all kinds of crazy secret doors everywhere you look. We've got 2 exits, and they will be in the 17, the right wall, and the opposite wall. So 1, 2, 3. I guess we have a 4, 5, 6. We have a secret door here. This is kind of a maze. And then in the same wall, oh, you know, maybe there is one here. This is a chamber, so it's going to be an archway that leads into here. And now I got this area here we're going to call another room. We're going to check once and twice, and there's no possibility that anybody living in here can be surprised. The large chamber is empty, but this secondary chamber has an 18 in it, which is a special chamber or room contents. Contains a stairway up, down 2 flights of stairs. So we finally found, so on a roll of an 8, it's going to be, our special is going to be up 2 levels. We're on the top level of the dungeon. How does that work? Well, that could actually be really awkward for us because we are gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boxes down and 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 over. So if we come 4 over, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 10 down, that's going to put us in the lake. I'm going to re-roll that one because I don't like it. And on a result of a 20, it's actually going, because it doesn't make any sense, right? If this was stairs into the lake, then, like, if it had appeared here, then I would know, oh, it's a secret door, it's a secret staircase that led to the second floor of whatever this was. If we were located over here a little more, that could make some sense. But in the lake, we're just going to re-roll. And with the result of a 20, that turns into a 2 flights of stairs, down 3 levels. Wait a minute. Down 3 levels. Oh no, 2 flights of stairs and a slanting passageway. So let's do this. This chamber here is the beginning of a flight of stairs that goes down. So these stairs here go down 3 flights, or 2 flights of stairs. So we go down 3 levels. This flight of stairs will take us to level 4. What do you think? You guys want to go down to level 4? What guy would build a quick trip to drowning? Yeah. So that's interesting. So now we have passages to level 2 and level 4. And that's going to be great in the future if we actually reach level 4 without getting flashbanged by orcs again. We'll be able to take advantage of that. So we've explored this room. That costs 10 minutes. This room costs 10 minutes. Kablow. And we have to rest for a turn. And that means Wandering Monster check. 1 and 6. Nope. Now we move along, and this is all filled in. So here's a bunch of nothing. And now we can check this door down here. Do we open it? On a 3, we do. What's behind the door? On a result of an 8, we find it is a passage straight ahead. How big is the passage? On a 14, it's 20 feet wide. It goes 30 feet down, and that costs us 10 minutes. It's getting to be almost noon, and then it ends in a door. See table 2. On a result of 11, there's a door in the right-hand side. I'm going to put a big set of double doors that looks like this. And if it's a door on table 2, the space beyond the door is, on a result of a 5. Wait a minute. That's not it. Check again immediately on table 1. There's a door straight ahead, too. So, let's see. Check again on table 1. Unless door is straight ahead, which it's not. It was on the right-hand side. So we have another door straight ahead in this hall. Now, this is a hall, not a room. So we go to this door to find out what's behind it, and we kick it open, and we succeed. And the space behind the door is a number 6. It is a passage straight ahead, and it will be a dead-end passage that ends right there. We can't go off the page. So now we're going to see what's behind these double doors. And on a 5, we miss. So nothing surprised. Then we bash it in. And behind the door is a 13. The space behind the door is a room. How big is the room? On a result of a 14, our room is a rectangular one, 20 by 40. And it has 20 by 40. It is 800 square feet. No exits, but you can check for secret doors. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We got a 20 by 40 foot room. It's going to look something like, on a 1, 2, 3, it's aligned this way. And on a 4, 5, 6, it's going to be 20 by 40 aligned this way. There are no exits, so we are lightly constrained by our map. Maybe secret doors, maybe one-way doors if this hallway comes down. The next thing we have to do is find out. Now, we did not surprise whatever is in here. We roll a d20 for room contents, and with a 5, it's empty. No problem. That cost us another 10 minutes for the hallway, 10 minutes for the room, and then we have to move back to here, and we kick that door open, and on a 1, we do. Now it gets a little weird here because we have a passage right there, but we didn't go down and look down that passage. We did the door first. Discretion must prevail. So whatever is on this side of the door, if it's a chamber, this will be an exit from the chamber just automatically, right? Let's find out what's behind the door. Space behind the door is a 10 by 10 room if the door is straight ahead. So we have ourselves a tiny little room, and then there's an archway to the north that exits into this hallway. Not even going to roll on my exit location. I mean, I guess we could. It's up to, you know, unless you roll like a 10 through a 15. Do we? We will. No, we don't. Okay, so there's only one exit anyway. It says like 3 exits, but this makes the most sense to me. Well, it's an 8. Up to, on an 8, it's got 3 exits. There's one on the wall. I mean, we could put, I'd be down for having an archway right here. Okay. That's fine. But it's a room, and it's got contents. And the contents it has are 13 monster only, determined on appropriate table. Oh, we get to do some more fighting. On a result of 11, it's going to be rolling on the standard table. There's no surprise. Oh boy, that's not going to help us out at all, is it? Rolling a 60. Apparently we've wandered into the orc portion of the dungeon. More orcs! Maybe we can find our 1,000 silver pieces. This time around, there's 7 of them. Oh man, I like that. Let me grab another piece of scrap paper for this. Checking for... Are we surprised? We are surprised for 2 rounds. Oh, we pushed our luck too far, guys. Maybe we need to drink that potion of heroism after all. Here we go. How many... What do we got? We got 5 hit points? No, 4, 4, 7... 4, 4, 7, 1, 1, 1, and then I said 5, but that should have been a 4. So 4, 4, 4, 7, 1. This is the leader, and they have surprised us. Reaction check. 83. Generally friendly. These must be the same guys we ran into before. They have 2 segments. They could make a total of, again, it's tight confines, with generally friendly. I think they say, look, we really appreciate what you've done for us. We appreciate your donation to the cause, but you need to get out of here because we're tired of running into you guys. If we look at the reaction table, that 83, I just want to look it up one last time. Somebody should make like a screen that puts all this information on it so it's all handy at the same time. 83 is friendly, immediate action. So they're like, oh, hey, it's you guys. Thanks for the donation. You got anything else for us? And we're like, no, maybe we'll be leaving now. Because we've already lost one of our tanks. He's out for the week. Not a great delve. We did find a potion of superheroism. I mean, I guess we could, but they got the drop on us, right? They could slaughter us. We're paladins. We're good guys. I think we're going to be okay to just call it quits right here. We've been going for an hour and a half. It's a pretty good delve, all things considered. This is a little room we have to check where we bumped into some orcs. 3 encounters with orcs. It's only like a 7% chance. Let's take a look at that. 55. No, it's a 10%. But, I mean, even at a 10% chance to do it, hit it 3 times in a row, that's 1 in 1,000 that you get 3 orcs in a row. Somehow, the dice just knew that there's orcs moving in here. At least maybe down here in this section of the dungeon. It's about noon. We're going to go up. We're going to eat some lunch. We're going to go down, and we're gonna have to pay another gold piece to cross the bridge. Even our guy that's knocked out. And we'll get down to the crossroads today. At noon, we can get half a day. Will take us back to the campsite. We're gonna have to roll for. We're in the mountains, but we're on a patrolled area. So that's 1 check overnight, and I got a 6, so we're fine. And then we're gonna have to check in the hills. I think it's just 1 more time on the way home. And we don't encounter anybody. So we got a potion. Where did the surface of the LC dungeon come from anyways? Oh, this is from everybody's favorite, Dyson's dodecahedron. He's got a bunch of maps like this, like hundreds and just tons of them. See, Dyson's dodecahedron, just proper credit for it. And they're largely like free. There's like licensing deals on some of these if you want to use them for commercial projects. And I've thrown a few bucks at him over the years just as a thank you for all he's done for the community. He's got a Patreon for early access to these guys. But again, just Google Dyson's dodecahedron, and you'll be fine. You'll be able to find it pretty quick. Hey, good news. Even though we only scored minus 18 gold pieces, negative gold pieces, and we're going to have to rekit our supplies. And I got to go through the map. Let's, again, we lost one of our big boys. So we left, we hiked for a day, and then we made camp. And the A-team started here. And then we delved the Ligmatic Cloister. This is a ruined like monastery, I guess you could say. And then we spent the night, and then we walked home. So we're home. This is going to be the first day of rest. And we can do some lay on hands to bring Swolgar back up. But remember that Swolgar will not be available. He's got to take a week off to here. So Swolgar is available here. And on the 15th, this is when Meh gets over his tapeworm. So, oh, you know what? We went in with 8 guys. We lost 16 gold altogether. And we had 7 guys come out alive. 450 experience points for that potion. Divide that by 7, and we got up like another 60 or so experience points. But we do have to subtract some gold because we're going to have to re-up our supplies for the next delve. And again, we get back home, and so the A team, if you will be available. Maybe we can loop Aragoon into helping us out, or maybe we just say, you know what, forget it, the heck with the Ligmatic Cloister. We're going weasel hunting. But that can't happen until Friday. And it should be a busy week, so I would anticipate doing another delve until Friday, if then. Till next time, guys, thanks for playing along with me. Thanks for your patience with the early part where we had to kind of break it up into 2 sessions. I really appreciate it. Oh, you do get XP from the orcs. That's a great point. Ranos22. I did find a DM screen, DL. I'll have to look up the 8 and put it in the comment. The site. Yeah, I should get the official AD&D DM screen, but particularly because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that has the armor class adjustment, which, now that I think about it, yeah, Jeff is, with that 2-handed sword, that armor class adjustment is huge. As long as you're not tying initiative and attacking last, that can be a big deal. But I think we're doing good. Oh, right, plus the orcs. You know, we killed 3 orcs. We let 5 go. Do we get credit for the 5 that we defeated? I'll look at the experience points, and we'll put together a quick episode where we do all this like kind of dirty work, and then just spend like, I tell you, I always think, oh, this will be a quick 20-minute episode, because all I got to do is go over experience points and gold and just a couple little things, and then people ask me great questions, and I go, oh, that's a valuable lesson, and then I wind up talking for like 45 minutes to an hour because I just love this game so much. I'm really annoyed that I spent 40 years not playing this game, that so few people were willing to step up, and in fact, Agma. He's one of those Celtic guys with all the words that are hard to pronounce for my Anglo tongue. He's the guy that bullied me into playing this. Yeah, there was another guy named Mephitis that bullied us into playing this, and then we started playing, and we did all the things that gross nerds do. We were like, oh, this part's hard, I won't use it. And then Agma bullied us into using all the rules and stepping up our game and using a lot of the fun rules that we haven't even looked at yet. At some point. And maybe the trolls was the place to do it. If we'd only had like 2 trolls, I might have gone after them. You got 4 armored tanks, you might be able to out-wrestle a troll. I'm not sure. Like, unarmed combat is one of those secret power-ups nobody uses because the rules are kind of wonky. But once you get used to it, oh, baby. Oh, maybe we should... John Bologna says maybe some experience, some gold for the potion. Maybe we sell that potion because we need the money more than we need superheroism. I don't think so, though. I think that's a pretty powerful, like, get-out-of-jail-free card. If we do run into one big monster that we think we can take, maybe Swolgar drinks the heroism, and we, like, can use that as a get-out-of-trouble-free card. I don't know. I'll read it. We'll talk about it. We'll analyze how that potion works and come back later on. Thanks again, guys. Remember, tomorrow, tune in. Dundermoose, that's the channel you're looking for. I'm going to be interviewed. And there's a note here, and look for me on Twitter, not John Mollison. I'm bored with like promoting myself anyway already. I'm praying for you. I'm already bored.